morning, Emilians, and welcome to the most awaited event of AB Communication 2-1, where we inform, inspire, and influence. But before we begin with our program, let me introduce myself first. I am April Almohela and I am your master of this day's ceremony. Baka pwede akong makarinig ng isang malakas na palakpakan. Thank you so much. Before we proceed, it is only fitting that we first pay homage to our country and that we ask our Almighty Father for His blessings and guidance. I request everyone to please stand as we begin with our prayer, to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem and Eyak Hymn. Let's all bow our heads and feel the presence of the Lord in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And now for our Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiging sa sinakanan, alam ng puso sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang binihang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulubing, di ka masisikiw, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa gamit ng bagang, ay sila kawin sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng pagkawat mo'y natuloy ka nagkikikik, ang ituloy na parang na kailan, ang kailan magkikikik. Tumanang araw ng marabing magsinta, buhay na hangin sa libon. Ang bigaya ng patay na namin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please remain standing for our Eyak Hymn.
All praise to you, our college, whose fame in our hearts will burst. In your red and white, you will strengthen march for the sake of man, but use holy blood. For in thee all in our Lord, we bear your name, feel proud, keep distinct, as thy voice
Everyone is live now at everyone. Ito yung bago. Hindi yan yung bago. Ito ba? Ito na yun. Makaiba yun. Ano ba yan?
we bear your name, feel proud, keep distinct, as our voices fill the air. For true and excellence, to strive for all we are right. We'll see this through alma mater for you to steal my hero.
Thank you so much. You may now be seated. Today we are presented with an opportunity to learn new things and a chance to expand our knowledge when it comes to broadcasting production. We are live and rolling here in Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila Media Center. This is the Frame 2026 Media Production Workshop. Can I hear your biggest round of applause? Thank you. Before we proceed, first let's watch a behind-the-scene video on how the AB Communication 2-1 established the event and the importance of media in our lives.
As humans, we are the editors of our lives. We conceptualize, we spend our daily lives. We document it. Curate it. We share it.
Lagi ko doon.
And repeat it all again. So, what would the world be without media? We'd still know what's going on with the world. Would we still be entertained? Are we going to be stuck in a bubble?
Alright, ayan. Thank you so much. Ayan. Gusto ko lang magbigay ng little feedback. Sinut namin yan noong Chinese New Year sa Binondo, Manila. And of course, sobrang daming parade, nagkakaroon ng festival. And kung makita nyo sa video is na-meet din namin si Maris Umali, if you guys know her. She's a very famous reporter and a journalist. Ayan. So I know that all of us are very excited right now with this workshop. Pero of course, para meron tayong energy at pampagana, magkakaroon lang tayo guys ng onting icebreaker. So for our icebreaker, what would be the instructions? Okay. So students shall be called individually according to their year level. Each participant must actively take part by answering questions from the host. The question will focus on broadcasting in Philippine media. And take note, the right answer will appear in color red in the presentation. So guys, if you know the answer, just raise your hand and our usherette will hand you the microphone. I'm sure guys, alam niyo yung sagot dahil madali lang to. So, for our first question, which major Philippine network went off-air after its franchise was not renewed? Ayan. May nakakaalam ba ng answer? Is it ABS-CBN or GMA? Ayan. Kindly raise your hand lang po. Ayan. Okay, si Gab daw from AB Communication 11. Ayan.
Answer ko po is ABS-CBN po.
ABS-CBN, tama ba ang answer ni Gab? Alright, ayan, tama si Gab. Ayan, so for our second question, what is the Philippine government's main state-run television network? Ayan, mukhang alam na alam ng ating commates.
PTV.
PTV ba ang tamang sagot? Alright, ayan. Napakagaling ni Ate Jenny. For our third question, all TV and radio stations in the Philippines must have a franchise from Congress to operate. Myth or fact? Ayan. May gusto bang sumagot? Kindly raise your hand. Is it myth or fact? Ayan, parang gusto raw ni Elfren. Ayan. Elfren.
Fact.
Fact. Ayan, tama ba sagot ni Elfren? Okay, tama naman talaga. So for our fourth question, the Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, or MTRCB, rates television programs and movies. Is it a myth or fact? Ayan, may nakakaalam ba ng sagot? Kindly raise your hand. Alright, mukhang si Basti Mukhang alam ni Basti ang sagot. Is it myth or fact?
Fact.
Fact ba ang tamang sagot? Alright, alam ni Basti. Okay, so for our last question, for our icebreaker. The People's Television Network or PTV is a privately owned by network. Is it myth or fact? Ayan. Okay, mukhang si Miss Ange alam yung sagot. Ayan.
Kaya makakaw na lang isa.
Kaya si Miss Arch talaga ang sagot. Tagay. Anong sagot?
Anong sagot daw sabi ni Miss Ange? Sabay-sabay ang mga com. Is it myth or fact? Myth daw, myth. Is it myth? Okay, tama naman talaga. Ayan. So that's and our icebreaker. Pinakita ng ating mga ka-commates ang kanilang knowledge when it comes to Philippine media. I'm sure lahat tayo excited na. So without further ado, wag na nating patagalin pa. It is both an honor and a privilege to introduce our guest speaker for today's event. With over 20 years of experience in directing motion pictures and managing television programs in entertainment, news, and public affairs. He has successfully spearheaded major projects, conceptualized video editing, graphic animation, and supervised the execution of video editing for internationally recognized award-winning programs. Our guest speaker is a 2014 News and Documentary Emmy awardee that served in numerous significant roles throughout his career, including volunteer director/producer for Empower Philippines from 2014 to 2018, master editor/director for Pinoy Meets World from 2006 to 2007, master editor/director for Pinoy Abroad from 2005 to 2006, master editor for Eyewitness from 2003 to 2007, master editor for Wish Ko Lang from 2002 to 2009, member of the creative team of merchandising department at People's Television Network from 2000 to 2006, advertising project manager at McCann Erickson of 2000, and senior editor/director for Lakbay TV Creative Department of ABS-CBN from 1997 to 2000. So without further ado, let's pave the way for director and producer, Mr. Mark Joffrey Apostol. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Hi everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po.
I'm Jet Apostol, and I work in the television and production industry. I've worked with the television network here in the Philippines, such as PTV, ABS-CBN, and GMA Network. I've also collaborated with international channels such as CW and National Geographic Channel. Throughout my career, I've handled major projects with this company that I've worked with. But before that, lights, camera, and big production, I was one student from you. I had doubts. I had big dreams, and I had no idea how competitive this production industry that I'm with. Mass communication is not just about speaking well or being in front of the camera. It's about responsibility. It's about influence. And most importantly, it's about telling stories that matters. Today, I want to share the really happened behind the camera, the challenges, the pressures, and realities, so you can be more prepared than I was. So let me show you what I have right now in the experience that I have done. Pwede na tayo mag-Tagalog, no?
Nakakonect?
Of course, you are all sorry, first year until third year college, right? Fourth year. Oh. Most of my presentation right now will be already covered by your professors, but I will just explain it to you furthermore, like not comprehensive, but more on how I deal when doing the production. The first program production workflow is that I will be discussing is the strategies for efficient program production. Doing television in the broadcast industry, producing documentaries, and also had deal with the film industry before. And of course, you yourself, kung hindi natin allow yung sarili natin to be with this that you want them to have.
Back.
There can be no difference for everyone. Diba? Kaya kayo nandito as a mass comm student or you really wanted to have this kind of profession in the future. If you don't have the idea, then there's nothing that can be produced. It always comes after you. Nasa inyo yun eh. The idea will be ako na lang kaya.
May remote.
Kasi the idea is powerless if you will not gonna be by yourself producing it. So you should have passion. The passion here is what we are talking about, being part of panggulat ko nga yun. Kasi yung passion natin that we wanted to have,
Sila bakala alam.
kaya ba dito? Kaya dito. Mahaba yung cables. Ano yung remote?
Talaga yun.
Sorry, wala kaming tekla nung yan.
Part of production na dapat merong technical drawing.
Hindi ako na lang dito. Mahaba ba yung cable? Para mas... Yung passion na hinahanap natin when I was a student like you. Ito ako nun eh. Magkakasama tayo. Ito yung edad ko nun when I enter PTV. Sabi ko, ano ba yung pinapasukan ko? Biro mo, nung unang araw, laminated ID lang yung pwede namin gamitin para pumasok sa isang state-run television industry. Wala akong alam kung ano yung gagawin namin. But there is a passion. I wanted to do this. That's why I stayed until up to now. Diba? Yun yung I wanted to emphasize to you, the students. If you don't have that passion within you, hindi ka tatagal sa television industry. And this time,
Heartthrob ka daw, wala ka bata.
Hindi mo pinigil sa mga kaseto.
It's because tinatanong ko sa inyo ngayon, the word passion itself. We will have to go overview of the production. We will discuss. I will not be more on comprehensive on this. I know you will tackle this with all your professors. Pero end-to-end production system is really matters a lot when producing a program in a television industry. You have to design which time slot you will have to go to, because you have to target which market do you want to. If it is daily, weekly, or once a month programming. Kasi dati, wala pang Netflix eh. We have to identify the time slot eh. Right now, everyone have gadgets. Anytime you can watch the show, di ba? Pero before, you have to identify which market you will have to. Will these people at night can watch your program? Yun yung identification namin dati. Ngayon, hindi na eh. They upload everything anytime at any day, di ba? So, the next is the scalable location, the events, on which part of the country are you focused into. Those are sobrang distinct for us before. Na, are we gonna cover southern part of the Philippines? Are we gonna cover Metro Manila only? Those are the overview that we have to before. And are your programs that you wanted to produce is aligned with the Philippine standards? Kasi I've been in the abroad television. You have to know your audience. If you will cater the Philippine industry, then you have to study it. Mahirap mag-international program if you will produce a program within the Philippines, because it's hard in the States, it's hard to adapt those programs in the Philippines. It's because the culture that we have different cultures. So those identifications should be aligned when you will produce a program or documentary. A structured workflow, ensuring quality and efficient compliance. Those structures like there's a big question between am I gonna use this camera, a high-end camera, and low-end camera. Right now, wala na ganun eh. A cell phone camera can have a high-quality product. Diba? Pero still, it matters. Still matters. The program that you wanted to have. So it should always align with what you want to produce. Of course, the three strategies, the main strategies of doing a program or producing a program is the pre-production, the production, and the post-production. Yan ang pinaka main reason or main aspect of producing a program or a show. Pre-production strategies development. The program concept aligned with identity. Those identity in the Philippines, you have to have, am I gonna go newscast, documentary, investigative concept? So, you have to align with that. Hindi tayo pwedeng kagaya ng upload with the social media right now, everything, anything. If you really want to produce a good program, you have to identify that. The audience profiling, am I gonna produce program for the teenager, the B-class? Those identifications should be right down before producing as any program that you wanted to have. Competitive analysis and time slot. Yun eh. It's simple na kahit meron tayong social media anytime you want, but still, you have to know, will these people watch my program on this kind of day? Kasi, in the evening, ang tingin natin, it's a free day for us to browse anything, anywhere, di ba? We still have to have identity of time slot on will I post this at night or in the morning? Yun pa rin ang question ng programming for the television industry. Most of us still consider the time slot that we have to in producing program. Content format structure. Will I do this episodic every 3 days? Ganun eh. It's more on it's how you will handle the program that you wanted to produce. Kaya mo bang mag-produce ng isang program every day? Well, your budget can have that. Diba? So those planning should always align with you. The research studies, whenever you plan programs, you have to have a research on what kind of platform you will have to. Because on my side, I produce more on the investigative when I was in GMA Network. And of course,
Balik. Diyos ko sila yun.
the first thing you have to remember, when producing a program, you have to have a title. A draft title. That draft title, in a long way, when you produce it, it will develop. It will develop until such time na when you already on the output side, that's when the time you will finalize your program title. Kasi that's the program that you wanted to produce will identify what kind of program you wanted to. If you don't have any title at first, hindi kayo makakapag gawa ng concept eh. Title muna eh. That's the thing eh. If gagawa ko ng isang program ng about the fiesta, what kind of title will you do that? Kasi yung unang iisipin ng mga producers. As you go along, it will develop the title. Ocular inspection. That's one of the biggest problem ng producing a program. Most of the producers do not ocular kung ano yung pupuntahan nila. It's because it's already there. Pero dyan nagkakaroon ng conflict sometimes when we don't have any research in the ocular inspection. So it differs on what kind of program you will have, on what kind of platform that you will produce. Then it comes with a concept format. This is go a long way. When I was in GMA, I started Reporter's Notebook. I was part of the creative team that put up Reporter's Notebook. At first, Reporter's Notebook was just a segment in a newscast called Front Page. Lahat sila, all the reporters had their own stories. So, that 2 minutes story that they tell is only for newscast. So, one of my colleagues suggested, why don't we do a special program to them? So, we created the program and then we called it Reporter's Notebook. It used to be Reporter's Diary under the Front Page, and then 24 came in, nag-evolve, and then we have to have a special program for them. So we created Reporter's Notebook. Kasi tinatakel lahat ang Reporter's Notebook before, tinatakel lahat eh. Hindi kami nag-identify ng isang story lang. it's like yung isa pagkain, kasi ang reporter sa isang newscast industry, they have different category. If you're a reporter for showbiz, that's only yun lang gagawin mo. So everyone has the right to have a story about reporter. So sinabi namin na let's put more on investigative. At that time kasi ang daming mga anomalous programs and everything under the government. So we had that. And then it evolves to kailangan namin magkaroon ng identity. Kailangan yung gusto namin i-retain yung reporter's notebook. So, Gigi Manicad and Maki Pulides stayed. Dati, naging tatlo, si Rhea, Gigi, and Maki. And ngayon, si Maki Pulido na lang natira sa GMA. Rhea went abroad for Canada. Gigi ran for senator. That's why he opted to resign as anchor for GMA Network. And it became Reporter's Notebook. And the concept also, I'm also part of the Investigador team. I was late behind 1 year when they launched Investigador. And also one of the creative team for Eyewitness. I was with the first Eyewitness I had with is Sir Michael Digas and Jessica Soho. They were the first Eyewitness host before. So, yun yung pumalit sa Reporter's Diary. Eyewitness. They tackled everything. So, we have a separate team to do that. And because we created Reporter's Notebook, the team of Eyewitness asked me to join the team also for Eyewitness. And my favorite, Pinoy Abroad. This Pinoy Abroad was concept because one of the OFW complained in our Investigador channel because we have a desk there. May nag-complain na OFW na hindi sila nabibigyan ng focus on the complaints that they have in every embassy. So we created Pinoy Abroad. We went abroad, document the people who suffering from the employer, more of that. But it's a fun story that we have. And dahil sa medyo malungkot yung Pinoy Abroad, and the company is spending so much for the travel, we created Pinoy Meets World. So, nagsabay sila, but kami yung nag-suffer because we have to document you na malungkot, and then the next day, we will cover people who is happy having to have their own family in abroad. So, kami yung, paano natin susulat to? Di ba? Pero ang saya. That is one of my favorite program that I had with GMA. And this is the first, bawal kasi kami actually kumuha ng file, but this one, I have a file because I was the one edited this one.
Bakit na nakakapaglaban ng tao? Ibig sabihin, hindi ko pwede hindi alam ng din ako.
Ay, ano gawin niyo? Talo na kayo! Magdalaya kayo, magnanakaw!
Yung sa iba, nagsasabi, meron nag-manipulate. Lumabas kayo in the open and mag-file kayo ng kaso.
May mga bata, sila na kayo. Sila na kayo ng maayos at mag-umpisa na yung pagbibigay sa inyo ng lugaw, ah.
Wala ka lang pa. May pagkain ako.
Pangkaraniwan na para sa mga bata ang masugat kasi napakadami magkatalim na bagay. Tapos nagkalat pa yung mga bubo.
Ito yung Pulong Diablo, isa sa mga kinatatakutang lugar dito sa Metro Manila. Kahit mga pulis, hindi basta-basta nakakapasok sa lugar nito.
Marami daw dun sa mga Pilipino, dito nangingisda.
Isang eskandalo ang muling lumanig sa administrasyon. Ang kontrobersya sa National Broadband Network o NBNE.
So this is the bag.
We're calling on the people to join us to change.
Sumasabog nila lahat. Ayaw pa kami pakawala.
Taong 2007, isa na namang makasaysayang taon ang nagdaan.
Sa pagbubukas ng 2008 sa Hiwain at kamustahin natin ang tatlong malalaking storya namin noong nakaraang taon.
Ang mga malaka, wala manikmang malaki. Hindi na pinagkakaroon ngayon sa buong mapamimigay pagbibigay serbisyo ng legis sa sumpungan ng bayan. May video, litrato o mga dokumento sa magpapatunay ng anumang kalokohan at magbibiling dalhin sa opisina ng sumpungan ng bayan. Mag-log on sa www.investigador.tv. Huwag mag-alinlangan magpapanood dahil Investigador.
Parang nakikita ko yun. Hindi siya
Investigador sa katawag, hindi namin kayo tatantaran.
legend. Nakakamiss yun. Iba na yung introhan ng mga GM. Kasi gusto ko yung intro niya. Ang ganda. Tay, ganda. Mukhang tay. Siguro nga, gusto yun.
At itatalaga ang aking sarili sa paglilingkod sa bansa.
So help me God.
Magandang gabi po. Ako si Jessica Soho. Samahan niyo ako sa pagsilip sa buhay at responsibilidad ng pinakamakapangyarihang tao sa Pilipinas sa kauna-unahang pagtatanghal ng Wanted President.
At itatalaga ang aking sarili sa paglilingkod sa bansa.
So help me God.
So happy ko.
See, those are example what I did nung nasa GMA Public Affairs ako. I concentrated on the investigative documentary. That's why I'm telling you guys, kasi we have different categories eh. When you do television network, you have to concentrate on one category. Are you going to showbiz? Are you gonna go newscast, documentaries, or yung mga shows na game shows? So doon nagka-categorize lahat when you go on a TV stations. Kahit na social media pa yan, there's a lot of categories in doing programs. So I concentrated, when I was in GMA, I concentrated doing investigative program. Even me, doon ko na-realize, this is my passion. Kahit na at that time, yung salary namin is lower. Hindi ko iniisip yun but I wanted to do this. 2000, I was employed in PTV. Kung di nyo lang alam ang liit ng sweldo nung pinasok ko doon. To have a grant. Kasi wala kami pera eh. Sabi ng kaibigan ko, paano tayo magpuproduce? Sabi ko, hingi tayo ng grant sa Pilipinas. So we got in, pero konti lang yung money namin to produce. But we are the first Cinemalaya film that was shot outside the country of the Philippines. Wala pang nagpuproduce ng Cinemalaya that shot outside of the country. It's only Mga Dayo. Mga Dayo was the story behind this is Dreaming with Uncle Sam. One of my artist is Sue Prado. Ang story niya is being a reporter, a journalist who went to the US dreaming of Uncle Sam, pero she went in illegal way. And the second story was the immigrant na nag-came in sa Amerika, pero gusto niya dalhin yung pamilya niya, pero she struggled. So, and then the third was nag-asawa siya, and she wanted to be part of the immigrant status also. That's why we called it Mga Dayo. Dayo kasi itong mga to. They went to the States as Dayo. So, we got an award. Sinali namin sa different kind of festivals. That moment, sabi namin may pera na tayo. Kasi ikaw ang mag-iisip on how you, when creating an independent film, you have to be more creative way on asking or getting grant for the money. Kasi ang isang independent film has no budget itself. Pero ikaw mismo, as your passion, you have to do it. Hindi pwedeng iba, someone else will do it as independent producer.
Ella, kailan ka pa dito? 15 years na po.
Speaking of guys, that is why I told Miriam we should move to San Fran because of the opportunities.
Wala pang green card po.
Grabe ginawa sa kanya ng Micronesian Times, no?
It was screwed up.
Kapag hindi ako gumalaw dito, ano rin ako kabalik ng Pilipinas.
If you don't move, you're not going to go anywhere.
Welcome and happy Thanksgiving to you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Who does this? You're helping a friend out. You're risking everything.
Ilang taon na bang nanay niya? 88 po. Bakit po siya dinala dito? Gusto ko lang makita ng nanay ko ng Amerika.
See that? Magdami sa atin ang harap pumunta ng Amerika. Hindi nila alam ang struggle na nangyayari bawat Pilipino. That's why, eto sinabi ko sa sarili ko, I wanted to produce this so that the people will know the struggle that they have staying in the US. Hindi lahat ng nasa US is having a comfortable family. Mas madami ang in the research, mas madami ang nag-struggle before they became in a good status. And this is one of my biggest produce, as I can say to myself, is when my company in the US asked me that the Philippines will be having a biggest typhoon. Nasa abroad ako, and they called me, Jet, kita ako sa isang disaster area na hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari. Matagal akong nawala. But I had to connect with the people that I know. So I'm with the US team at the time, and I saw Jiggy Maligad. Jiggy Maligad was my close friend. Sabay kami pumasok ng GMA. At first, hesitant siya to say yes to me.
Volunteers from the Philippine Red Cross started to retrieve the bodies. Some of them had injuries because they were still bleeding. Most of them drowned. The only thing that would tell our relatives that we're okay is to go to Palo Leyte, which is about 6 hours away by walk. This is the only means communicating to our relatives that we're all alive. It was a dangerous situation. You would hear tin roofs squeaking, ready to chop your heads off. We had to find supplies. We were like inside a washing machine. Everything was flying around us. All the trees, branches, lampposts, and it's pitch black. I've seen dead people in the streets, children desperate for food, for water. This is very much different from the typhoons we've covered before.
We almost died, together with my wife and 3 children.
I told them, we'll come back for you, we'll look for food, water for you.
We hung on for our dear lives.
Feet bled while walking. Somehow, I pushed my team to walk that far.
The biggest challenge for us right now is to rebuild the lives of our people, not just the city, but giving hope to our people, to let them know that they can dream again.
It's just a test for them.
So I am not only a victim, I am a survivor. But I refuse to be helpless. I refuse to be a victim.
It's a very punishing walk for us.
Ito yung produce ko na ang akala ko, tutulong ako sa kababayan ko to tell the story. But I got the fame. Na hindi. Sir, Pilipino ka, where you that? Pero yun yung nakita ko eh. Yun yung nangyayari. So nobody can tell me. Sasabihin mo na, ililiko ko yung story. So, on my part, the documentary needed to be shown. Hindi pwedeng dahil sinabi ni Chief ng AFP, dahil sinabi nito, do I need to change the story behind it? No. And because I wanted this agency ng Pilipinas magsasabi na, eto yung ginawa niyo. So, the 6 hours itself, that's why the title was 6 hours. It's because Jiggy went to hell. When they went there, we were there na eh, kasi nauna kami. When they went there, ang akala nila, pupunta sila from the airport, going to the town, is they can use transportation ng allowed sa kanila. Hindi. They have to use foot. 6 hours. Kung yung nakita nyo, may dala silang bahayon ng time na yun. Dala silang tripod. They have to walk. And we need to be with them for 6 hours. From 11 a.m. until midnight. We have to suffer and we have to know what everything is happening. Makikita mo, nag-float yung mga tao. Nakita niyo yung bata na yun. Patay na yun, pero yung tatay niya, sabi niya, buhay pa to. He carried out yung daughter niya all throughout going to the airport. After an hour, 2 hours, nalaman ko na lang wala na akong kasamang US team. Nagsusuka na pala. Hindi pala nila kaya. Nung una sabi nila they can do it eh. Pero after a while, nung nandun na kami naglalakad, ang natira na lang sa akin, isa akong staff na Amerikano, na takot na siya nagsabi sa akin, Jet, we don't have a team anymore. Kasi according to the US Air Force, hindi nila kami pwedeng bitawan. But we have to do it. Those trials, those struggles, I have to do it kasi kababayan ko to eh. I have to go with it. Pero bawal kami. That's why yung ibang team ko nandun na. Kasi kami lang ang merong camp sa airport with the US Air Force and US Marines na nakastay doon. It's because maraming time na yun, nakawala sa mga prison, tapos nag-scattered, nagnanakaw ng mga pagkain. Hindi natin sila masisi, wala na sila makain. So we have to go to the struggle for 6 hours. And after that, doon namin nakita yung ibang mga kasama namin na taga-GMA na nasira yung namatay yung family nila, even with si Love and Uber. So those struggles needed to write a story that needs a truth and the fact that I have to do it. Yan ang pinaka-importante is the pre-production, creative and technical planning. The scripting. So, nagawa ko na yun, nag-shoot yun. Pwede ka before that, you have to have a draft script. You have to have a breakdown ng storyboarding doing those documentaries that I did. So, production design, of course, hindi yan nag-process, but still, the production design that I did was when I did the interview with Jiggy. Part yun ng isang planning also. And the location permits, we did not go through with that with the 6 hours. It's because we have a grant from the US Army and US Marines na we can go anywhere. Dahil wala tayong military assess ng time na yun that time. So, lahat ng permit, kami ang magbibigay ng permit sa coverage team. Production timeline. Of course, I have to do it ng ilang days ba ako mag-stay sa Pilipinas. Well, my boss tells me na kaya ba ng budget mo ng 10 days ka lang dyan or 6 days ka lang dyan. Yun yung timeline na I have to propose before creating that documentaries. And the most special shot list. Kasi lahat ng documentaries, it's more gonna be the same. But if you present well on doing the shot list, the other documentaries will be having. The interview should be on the spot. The interview of all the government agency head, yun yung pinapresent ko sa kanila. And of course, the technical floor plan. Those are included with the shot list. And ito naman, iba naman to. I did one of the biggest commercial in Guam. It's one of the biggest telecom, the Japanese company. And then they asked me to do, one of my friends asked me to help him doing the biggest merge of telecom industry. Pero dito namin siya sinut sa Pilipinas. We did green screen. Kami lang yan. Kami lang ang international dyan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lahat puro Pilipino. Why? Walang budget yung US eh. Ang binigay lang ng US, $30,000. Hindi mo mabubuo yun sa Amerika. Pero dito, kaya ko mag-hire ng mga ganyan at ng isang malaking big screen.
The digital revolution is here. The evolution of Guam and the CNI's leading broadband network into the island's most powerful telecommunications leader. With the most reliable cable service, stronger home and mobile connections, and faster internet speeds. Ignite your senses
is only one name to remember.
MCV is now Docomo Pacific.
Yan, I have to transition from documentary, doing some corporate programs kasi they know that I'm doing some documentary and to do some also commercial with GMA. So when they knew that I'm doing that, one of the company, my friend, asked me to help him doing the biggest launch at that time, 2013. Talagang 14. But hindi pa kayo nakaka-college. Production-based technical experience. Yan. It's one of the biggest concern is gaano ba kadami yung camera ang gagamitin natin? Are we gonna use two camera? One camera can suffice the story? Isa yan sa mga biggest technical problem. Do we have a good audio system? That's one of the plan in doing the production phase. Kasi kung wala ka ng major two of that, the audio system, you cannot do any documentary. Most of the post right now, ang pangit ng audio, hindi mo alam kung saan galing yung camera, di ba? Pero, yun yung problem na na-encounter ng social media right now. What I'm thinking of as a producer is they just post it, di mo nga maririnig yung minsan yung audio eh. Pero, it's because of the numbers that they put into, doon lang nakakakuha ng audience yung iba eh. Pero in the quality that you produce, as a producer, if you will become a producer, you have to think about the audio and the quality of the video that you will have to. And also, of course, the real-time directions. Kasi on the spot, you have to be creative on what to do. Hindi pwedeng, ayaw mo na yan. You have to supervise everything. You have to undergo ano bang pwede pang i-improve at that time. Graphics integration. Ngayon, dahil sa low cost na ng pagpuproduce, even ABS-CBN, because they don't have budget anymore, a reporter is doing the graphics na. Did you know that? Sila na ang naglalagay ng graphics nila by itself. Pero hindi yung minsan readable. Pero it's because of the low budget of ABS-CBN newscast right now. They do it eh. Na hindi ko nakikitang masyadong informative for the audience eh. It's because of the budget. They cut off most of their budget when it comes to newscast. Because graphics is more important fact in producing. The information that you will show to the people, it needed to be readable every time. Then, actual shooting. You have to make sure before doing that, interview mo muna, pre-interview with the subject, who's gonna be the concern of that, and then this is the time nung 6 hours na hindi ko na alam kung paano ko nabuo ng maayos. But it went good thing on the output. It's because nagkaroon ako ng list of needed to produce. Kung wala ako nun, the real time that is happening, it cannot be produced well. So you have to have na bala parate, kahit na anong mangyari. I have my phone with me, I have to list down everything. When you produce something, you have to have, hindi mo lahat yan malalagay sa utak mo. You have to list down everything that you needed to have. Kasi dun ka magbabase on how you will produce well in doing a program. Yan. Sira yung, kami lang ang nandyan sa airport nung Tacloban at that time. Nakangiti pa ako, di ba? Pero wala na akong crew niyan. Nagtago na sila lahat. And this is different story. We also had a program for GMA because as time goes by, the Public Affairs Department did a drama. So I was also part of it. When I came back from the US, I was asked to help produce their teleserye. So that's one of the big requirements. Several camera setup. Next please. With CD. And then most I am one of the co-producer for one of the bass. Most of the equipments are mine. So when I came back from the US, I invested. Kasi yung passion, hindi ka talaga kikita dun. Pero I needed to earn more. So I invested cameras. I invested equipments for rent out. So dun ako yung passion ko still there, but I have to put up a production company for me to live. Hindi pwedeng hindi tayo kakain eh. Hindi pwedeng hindi. Yung passion mo nandun pa rin, but still, you have to have an option. So I put up Insights Works International. That's one of the big, madami pa kaming ginawa, pero hindi kasi siya pwedeng publicly because some restriction of GMA. We were part of Black Rider and Beauty Empire also. The last program that I did is Beauty Empire. So, hindi ako makapagpalabas ng it's because of restriction. Baka yung one of you posted something na hindi kami yung malilibet because of the non-disclosure agreement. But I can post it in Facebook, but I cannot show some of the clips publicly. Those quality control assurance, you have to make it sure you have technical. Well, this is for the teleserye thing, but most of important is kailangan may list down ka on what to do. Hindi pwedeng you will do, you will go. Pag wala kang bala, hindi mo yan magagawa. Yun ang bala natin as a producer. A list of things to do. That include directorial lead and of course the specification of the network if you will produce for the network. And also the redundancy of the systems. Madaming kailangan gawin. But those lists are one of the major lists that you have to do in preparing a production. And this is one of my sobrang live namin. The production that I did with former President Cory Aquino. Inihintay na namin siyang mamatay. Kasi kailangan namin mag-prepare. It's not because we wanted her na mamatay na at that time, but she was one of the icon of Pilipinas. We have to be ready. So, that time was the time slot of investigator. So, nung time na yun, at parang morning na nalaman namin nasa in bad condition na siya. We have to create that tribute. We have to put down all the show ng investigador. Hindi pwedeng hindi mo i-prepare yun. So naka-ready na kami. Kahit na sabihin nilang gusto niyo mamatay, hindi eh. As a TV producer at that time, we have to be prepared. So we brought down, buo na yung investigador program eh. Kasi ang process ng GMA is the night before you air, kailangan meron ka nang ipapakita sa mga boss ng program mo. But at that time, everybody was still in the house. 6 o'clock, we got all the memos. Pumasok kayo. Because we have a live program na hinihintay. We don't want to happen, but we need to be prepared. And it did happen. Nang namatay si former President Cory Aquino, we are prepared doing that with Sir Mike. Yeah. One of the post-production naman na, creative refinement. The offline to online editing workflow. Yan. We have all the materials, you have to write down the narrative, and everything. Kung paano yung workflow. Madugo ang post-prod. It's because all the materials that you will be having should be recorded. most of the story that we wanted to show, if we do not have files on it, you cannot write it. A picture will tell you those story, but if you don't have a live recording as a documentarist, it's really hard to put that in the program. Sound, of course, color correction, graphics, and the last is the musical scoring. Yun yung magdadala ng program mo. The musical scoring. Kahit na anong gawin mo dyan, kapag kaya walang touch of music, hindi mararamdaman ng viewers mo yan. The post-production compliance, the mastering, this one. Sa TV station, it needs to have a good audio. The closed captioning, lahat yan, in your write-ups, the story, the writer, it needed to be incorporated. The quality ng produce mo, meron kasi kaming format to do it eh. Hindi siya basta-basta na produce mo, in-export mo. We have to comply with the TV station's technical specification. And of course, the final product needed to be reviewed by executive producer and the program manager. Sila lang ang final say, kasi most of the audience was, or the viewer was like thinking na yung pinaka-boss ang nagano. There was assigned program manager to facilitate, to supervise the program sa dami ng program na pinoproduce ng isang TV station. Only the executive producer and the program manager is responsible for all the previews ng programs for television. Editing suite, it requires more energy to do it kasi yan ang puyatan natin. Dito lalabas ang creative juices nyo on how we will output the program itself. Ito yung ginawa namin for international documentary also, this one, US federal account. And this one is, I think, ginawa ko to for the film. Kailangan dito namin gawin yung editing. It's because one of the director ng Cinemalaya wanted to have a preview. Yan, ang pinaka-delicate in final output. Delivering, dati wala pang 4K. So delivering in HD, yan ang pinaka-importante sa television broadcast. The quality. And also, once you did that, you also have to have a teaser, a rundown of what you will be having as a program. We call it TV plugs, program teasers. Most of it called program teasers, but in technical term in a TV station, we call it TV plug. And right now, yun yung nagpo-promote when it comes to social media. The TV plug that we created, yun kasi yung pinaka-short list na what will happen to your programming. Of course, you have to follow the method of encoding, archiving, and right now, meron na silang archiving for future broadcast. Dati wala akong bilhin. Tape lang yun, lalagay mo lang yan anywhere. Ngayon, nilagay na yan sa final list na it needs to have a file name, what kind of format do you have. So sobrang advanced na ng nangyayari with what happening to the broadcast industry. And this is one of the biggest TV plug that I did for Jimmy.
Ay, pinakamaganda yun eh. Yung pinakamaganda. Palakasan. Charlie.
Kapuso tayo
2012. Yan pinakamagandang intro na. Sa pag-edit mo yun, gusto talaga yung flow nila. Nabalik na hanggang sa playground.
Ginagamit kaya pang election.
Naka-again eh. Naka-ano atong camera yan.
Ayun yung mga election na yun. Election series.
Sa binongga yung sinip eh.
See, the TV vlog, yun ang isa sa mga nagbigay ng lift nung pre-promote namin ng GMA as Kapuso. That was 2001. When I first came in, I was part of they called Panata, the TV vlog. Kami lang, wala pang ABS ng time noon. We did that. Yun yung nag-boost ng audience with the GMA News and Public Affairs. Panata. Na, well, of course, they also have some versions in ABS. Pero if you can research it, yung Panata TV vlog ang nagbigay buhay sa Kapuso at that time. That was, I think, 2001 nung time na yun. So I'm proud of producing this kind of TV vlog with them. And ito yung mga bagong TV vlogs with the reporters.
May tinatago sa lipunan. Pero pilit man itong ikubli, tsak aabot sa ating kalaman. Minsan mahirap paniwalaan. Merong mga ito ay totoo at nangyayari.
Ito yung evolution ng GD. Pogi na siya rito.
Ang kasirapan.
30 seconds, 20 seconds lang ngayon. That's a TV vlog.
Madalas kahirapan ang lugar ng mga suliranin sa ating bayan. At sa ilang bahagi ng kapuluan, may mga umaalingasaw na problemang naghihintay na mapansin at masolusyonan. Ang mga kwentong ito ang aking tututukan.
Rhea Santos. Sa unang hearing. Tapos umalik siya. Nag-Canada.
May mga tanong na di nabibigyang kasagutan. Sa bawat eskandalo,
Magaling din yun.
minsan hindi nabibigyang linaw ang mga opinyon at espekulasyon. Mula sa mga taong sangkot,
Environmental.
diretsahan ko ang harapin ang kanilang kasagutan at aalamin ang katotohanan.
Nakakamiss ng servisyon to.
Mabawasan ang
Ayoko ng ano yung para sa bata.
Hindi ito imposible sa isang biyahe. Matutunayang masabog kaya pa sa nasyon ng ating mga pagsa Reporters Note 6th Anniversary Special. Pagkatapos na saksi.
Of course, all those TV vlogs was designed to promote the program that you produce. Yun yung pinaka-importante. Kailangan natin ng isang merchandising program, merchandising clips for you to promote your program. So after everything, we have to have post-mortem. This is important. Once you already produced and aired all your programs, you have to have, ito bang ginawa natin is competitive with the other station that they have. And of course, ngayon, social media engagement. Well, it impacts kasi numbers na yung labanan ngayon eh. Do we get more likes and shares with that? Kailangan may study yung ganun. And technical performance evaluation. Do we have problems in dealing with the audio system, in doing the interview? lahat yan kailangan i-list down for the post-mortem that you had. Production efficiency, review lahat yan, kung ano yung naging problem. And the most important is the crew feedback. Kasi ang pinaka-pillars nyo in doing the program is the crew. Kung wala sila, hindi mo mabubuo yan. You will do it by yourself. But sometimes you can do it, pero mas matibay ang foundation ng crew. Sila ang magbibigay ng story. And feedback for improvement ng recommendations. You have to ask somebody na, did we do it well, or something. That's why feedback is important. And also the strategic action plan on what next episode or program you will produce. So I think I tackled most of it. Hindi naman detailed, but overview of all the program that I produced. Thank you very much.
Alright. Ayan. Thank you so much, Mr. Jet Apostol, for sharing your knowledge and expertise. I'm sure that our commates have gained knowledge that they can apply in the future. But of course, before we proceed to our next program, magsasalita lang ng onting message si Miss Ange when it comes to this workshop. So let's call Miss Ange Arguelles to this stage. Thank you.
Before we proceed to the Q&A portion, bigla ko lang kasi naalala yung pinakita ni Mr. Jet Apostol, yung sa Yolanda yun, So, i-share ko din yung part nung nag-cover cam ng Yolanda, Nasa studio naman ako. Sila sa GMA noon. Ako naman nasa studio ng PTV, Ako yung one of the producers. I was one of the producers ng news noon. So, naalala ko kasi bigla yung struggle, Sila nandun sila mismo. Kung kami nga, nasa studio, may reporter kami, nagpo-phone patch siya, may napapadala pa siyang video, ganyan, biglang yung bagyo. Diba? So, hindi na namin sila naririnig sa telepono. Sabi namin, bigla namin, nandiyan pa ba sila? Wala na silang maririnig, So, papaano, tignan nyo yung struggle, Yung sila, nandun sila mismo, kami nasa studio lang. So, may plan B ka dapat, Kasi kailangan mo siyang ituloy. Hindi ka pwedeng maputol sa ere na wala kang gagawin. Ganyan kahirap yung buhay ng producers. Paano yung pinagdadaanan pagdating sa production, And, syempre, nung isa pa yung meron kang na-mention, yung kay Cory Aquino, Totoo yun, Hindi pa namamatay, hinihintay mong mamatay, pero dapat prepared ka. So, yan ang buhay ng mga production people. Hindi pa namamatay, pero meron ka na kagad plan B. So, pag namatay na, i-insert na lang. Di ba? Tama ba, Mr. Jet? I-insert na lang. Ito na, may tribute na sila. Totoo yun, Kasi sa amin din, nung nakalimutan ko si William Defensor Santiago, meron kaming parang mamamatay na rin ata siya nung time na yun. So, anytime, ganun sa amin. Sa newsroom naman, anytime, standby tayo, baka biglang mamatay. So, meron tayo special coverage. So, yung ganun, di pa namamatay, pero sa isip natin, papatayin na natin. Parang ganun. So, ganun yung mga kailangang paghandaan. And, ayun, dagdag ko lang, totoo yung sinabi ni Mr. Jet Apostol pagdating dun sa passion. Hindi mo siya mamamalayan, tumatagal ka na kahit wala kang pera. Diba? Yun. Siya gusto niya yumaman. Umali siya sa, So, yun. Alright, so, ayan, Q&A na tayo, I'm sure marami kayong tanong. Itanong nyo na habang nakakalibre tayo sa kanya. So, magtalahin natin siya kasi alam ko, he's always busy, So, binigyan niya tayo ng time, for this special event. Alright, April.
Alright, and thank you so much, Miss Ange Arguelles. Ayan. Now, let's proceed to the Q&A session. Ayan. I'm sure lahat tayo ay excited sa mga questions. May mga questions tayo na gusto nating masagot by Mr. Jet. But of course, syempre gusto ko lang sabihin na during the workshop is talagang tumatak sa akin yung strategies for efficient program production. Ayan, sobrang importante na nire-recognize natin yung power to make a difference na dapat meron tayong idea. Pero tandaan na ang idea ay powerless if hindi mo rin siya ipoproduce. Kaya kailangan mo ito bigyan din ng buhay. You should have a passion in what you do. Kasi if wala kang passion, hindi ka tatagal sa television industry. Mahirap ang production and without passion, madali ka ring susuko. So production system also matters a lot in producing dahil ito ang magsiset ng flow, organization at overall direction ng programa. When producing a program, you need to have a draft title first. Title muna para mas madali ka makapag-isip ng strong and clear concept na magiging foundation ng buong show. Ayan. So, again, let's welcome Mr. Jet Apostol for our Q&A session.
Wala. Ayun no, meron na yun. Nandyan na yun. Hindi na mag-a-usher. Hindi na kailangan na usher. So, pwede na kayo magtanong. Go, sabi mo pwede na sila magtanong.
Okay, now the floor is open for the questions. If you guys have question, please approach the microphone here lang po sa gitna. Thank you.
Video na siya.
So, good afternoon po. I'm Jenny Merida from AD Company 1 po. So, doon po sa lahat ng pinalabas ninyo, I commend that po kasi as a fan of someone who loves watching documentaries po since childhood, kasi papa ko mahilig. So, ayun po. We all know naman po na lahat naman po tayo na burnout. So, even though we have that passion po to keep going, my question po is, what motivates you po to keep going on or continue creating po, even with all those burnout or exhaustion we feel sa environment?
There's a lot of frustration sa lahat ng program na na-produce ko. Madaming frustration na
malapit sa speaker
yung frustration na hindi ko na interview si General, hindi ko na interview, hindi pabuo. Pero during those times, ang nasa isip ko lang talaga, gusto ko gawin talaga. Ito yung drive ko. Hindi ako pwede mag-fail. I have some failures, pero yung passion na sinasabi ko sa inyo will be strong enough for you to produce a documentary. Hindi yun mag-fail if you have the drive talaga to do it. Madami kang, sometimes mag-isa ka na lang sa sulok, hindi mo alam kung mag-improve pa ba. It takes time to absorb everything, all the frustrations. Pero at the end, the passion will drive you to complete the documentary.
Good afternoon po, Sir Jeff. Hello. Good afternoon po, Sir Jeff. Thank you so much for gracing your presence with us. I'm Jasmine po from 3rd year of APCOM, and I wanted to ask po if, as a director-producer po, do you get the same team in producing different kinds of concept? Kasi po parang same po ba yung team na nakukuha ninyo or kasama ninyo in producing different kinds of production? Kasi parang ang hirap ko pag iba-iba po yung tao na nakakasama ninyo? And how do you work out your relationship with them? Yun po.
In the television industry, we have different crews, we have different researchers, but the most important ng bubuuin mo is how well you are prepared. Kasi in managing different crews in the television industry, ang hirap talaga. Pero when you are prepared in producing a story, kahit sinong nandyan na ibigay sa'yo na camera crew, you just need to express yourself kung anong gusto mong mangyari sa program. Kasi meron akong sariling crew, but pagdating sa TV station, hindi yun basta-basta pwede approve ng bawat program. So, like for example, ang camera crew ng TV station is pool. So, the one that chooses the camera person for you is the head of the engineering department. So, I needed to be prepared. Explain ko sa kanila the pre-production format that I wanted to have. Yun, explaining to them on what we want is the most important in producing a documentary. Hindi siya madali, pero once you are prepared enough to explain to them kung ano yung treatment that you wanted to, ikaw ang mag-a-adjust ng lahat.
Do you practice po openness in the community? Kasi paano po kapag hindi po na-deliver ng crew yung gusto po ninyong product po na ilabas?
That's why you have to be close supervise the team. Well, nung una pa lang naman, may assign sa amin, tapos for 1 week, i-explain mo sa kanila, and the next week, iba na naman yung team. That's why, yung list of requirements mo should always be in your pocket. Hindi pwedeng
Pataasan po yung hawak.
Hindi pwedeng mawala yun eh. Kasi nga, at any time of point, mapapalitan yung crew mo eh. Pwedeng nagkasakit dyan, papalitan na naman. Ikaw, hindi ka pwedeng magkasakit eh. Kailangan mo buuin yun. Kasi hindi mo pwedeng basta i-transfer yung nasa isip mo sa isang tao, ikaw mag-produce ito. You cannot do that. So, yung iniisip mo, hindi yun din mabubuo kapag wala kang bala. What I'm saying, it should always to have in written format, nasa cellphone mo, on what you wanted to do.
Thank you po.
Good afternoon po. I'm Mary po from
Magamatay yung mic.
Curious lang po ako, during po nung documentary niyo po sa Yolanda, yung mga camera po na, yung mga technicals po na ginamit niyo, marami po bang nasira ng that time since maano po talaga yung
Well, on the side of Jiggy Manigan, sira lahat ng gamit nila. That's why they ask us to, kasi sila kasi ginawa nila, they went into the storm to take video. Most of the equipment as in nasira. And that's gonna happen. Kahit na anong gawin nyo. Sino bang camera mag-i-stay sa bagyo na hindi masisira? Masisira sa kanila. But for us, because we are limited in resources, because lahat ng gamit namin came from the US, kailangan namin i-protect eh. Protect with our lives. Kasi pag nawala yan, wala na akong ipapakitang storya. So even with my own I brought in my own camera that I'm using. Kasi mahirap, that's gadget or electronic na you have to protect by all means. Yun ang magbibigay sa'yo ng story. Pag yan nawala, kaya nga sabi ni Jiggy, pare, pag nawalan ako ng video, kailangan kita. So it's more on how you connect with people. Pag doing those kind of calamities, hindi pwedeng you will stand by yourself na all around you is also important.
Thank you po.
go with that. Just curious lang po regarding po sa mga live broadcast po. Like for example po nung incident po nung 2010, yung sa bus hijacking na yung sinisisi po dun is media regarding po sa how do you handle the pressure po and yung stress po na binibigay during that time since ang nakaano po dun sa live po is buhay ng tao habang during live broadcast po.
Those are considered as newscast na paggabi nun. Mahirap na siyang do a documentary for that kasi for doing those kind of stories, it needed to be live. It needed to be updated eh. Kasi pagkaganon, lives matter na eh. Pag wala ka ng handled on what will happen. All you have to do is roll on your camera, get all the stories that you can have. That's all that you can do at that time with those kinds of incidents.
Good afternoon po. I'm Ashley Nicole Duca from ABCom 31 po. So, since we're taking up po Bachelor of Arts in Communication, it's a very broad course. And madami pong mga industry na nakapaloob sa course namin. Pwede po kami mag-advert, PR, we could go into writing, script writing, news writing, behind the production. Madami pong industry within our degree. But what will you advise po to people who are faced with indecision kung anong industry particularly yung dapat i-penetrate namin?
Good question. I was also part advertising agency. I was a project manager for Unilever. Pero hindi ko nakita yung sarili ko doon. Gumawa ako ng isang project for a cheer dancing competition with the schools. Pero sabi ko, ako nagsulat, ako naggagawa ng kanilang mga ng video production. I stayed with them for a year only. I can feel na hindi para sa akin yung ad agency company. Kasi nandun din ang most of the production struggles, pero it's kind of big difference nung gusto kong gawin, gusto kong ipakita, at yung drive of passion that I wanted to. Ikaw pa rin magsasabi sa sarili mo na kasi you can explore pa rin naman eh. You can do ad agency, you can do parang events, production. Those are your exploration as a mass comm student, as your course, no. So I will advise is to have experience with these companies. Ikaw ang magsasabi sa sarili mo na ito yung gusto kong gawin. Ito yung mag-explore ako in doing this kind of passion that I wanted.
Parang ano po yung nagiging mindset nyo once na-realize nyo, hindi para sa akin tong industry na to? Like, kasi siguro po, you consider many factors like yung practicality, kung ano yung parang mas nagsusuit po sa inyo na industry. Ano po yung naiisip nyo once na-realize nyo, I have to leave this work or industry behind it?
Yun nga eh, hindi ako naging masaya eh. Nung nakikita, mas maraming pera sa ad agency. Sabi ko, nag-50-50 ako. Pupunta ba ako dito sa walang pera? O dito? Diba? Kumikita ako sa ad agency, kahit na anong gawin mong doon. I have a commission. Yung commission na yan at that time, ad agency is earning a lot. But not now. Commission, biro mo, I have a car plan. Binigyan ako ng sasakyan, I can go anywhere I wanted to. Pero hindi pa rin yung area nakikita ko eh. So, sabi ko magsusulat, mag-edit ako. I can do this job na hindi pera yung kapalit. I experience having a lot of money with ad agency. Hindi ako naging masaya doon. Pero nung napunta ako sa sabi ko, ang laki ng TV station na to. Tapos ganito lang yung bayad sa amin. Pero hindi yun yung naging drive na inisip ko eh. I wanted to do more. So I did it.
Thank you po for the inspiring words.
Hello po. My name is Sam Aguinaldo po from ABCOM 21. Ano ba yung nakasquad? Ano po, was it hard po ba working in such different environments? Like for example, nakita po kasi namin sa credentials nyo na nag-start kayo sa Reporter's Notebook, like more on investigative. Tapos biglang America's Next Top Model, tapos balik news ulit, tapos naging filmy. Was it hard po ba na, especially when it comes to creative process po?
When I offered a job abroad, hindi ako nagdalawang isip. Why not? Diba? Pero, inisip ko pa rin, ang tagal ko na sa GMA. Even Mr. Mike Enriquez, nagpaalam ako sa kanya. Pinagalitan niya ako, langya nga, ang laki-laki na ng kinikita mo dito, kukunin mo pa yan. Pero yung drive for me na, this is gonna be a different way for me to produce it. Hindi pa rin siya hindi pa rin money actually. Hindi pa rin, because the first time I had this offer, ako yung sa lahat ng team, parang 6 yata kami. Ako yung pinakamababang sweldo, hindi ko alam eh. Ako yung pinakamababang sweldo, pero nung nandun ako, I did not expect anything. Nagulat na lang ako, yung isang kasama ko, nagka-camera lang. Ang laki ng sweldo. Well, of course, yun yung discussion. It's about money. I'm from the different country. Pero hindi pa rin nag-mindset yung sarili ko na, about the money. When they gave me a task, you do this and this, yun yung nag-intake sa akin na, I can do this. But, dahil nga, meron akong career sa Pilipinas, I told the company in the US, sabi ko, no, I need to leave, I need to go back. Bumalik ako ng Pilipinas. I was there for, I think 4 months lang. But they saw me how I worked. So yung mismong president and CEO ng company went to the Philippines and offered me ng biggest salary. Yung wife ko, sabi niya, babalik ka na naman. Iniwan ko yung anak ko para to do my passion. Pero because, sabi ko, hindi para sa akin yung US. I have to go back. Nung bumalik ako, sabi ko, parang mas okay yung gagawin ko doon. Kasi, it's always been for me on how they appreciate your work. Kung somebody, hindi ko naman sinasabing hindi na-appreciate ng GMA yung ginawa ko. But still, ang laki ng trust sa akin ng American company for me to go back. So I offered a bigger salary, not because I wanted to have that. I don't know kung saan nila kinuha yung mindset na bibigyan ako ng malaking offer for me to go back. Kasi nag-decide na ako bumalik ng Pilipinas eh. But when I got the offer, why not, diba? Kikita ka na eh. So, pero still, the passion still there. Nagagawin mo pa rin yung gusto mong gawin, na eto pa rin ako. Not because you gave me the triple offer, but because you're offering the job kasi gusto mo yung trabaho ko eh. Wala namang kumpanya na gagawin kitang 3 times the salary that you have kung hindi nila gusto yung work ko. Di ba? That's what drives me in na I'm gonna accept this. So I did it.
Thank you po.
Okay, so anyone else have question for Mr. Jet Apostol?
First year.
Sa mga first year, baka meron pong tayong question for Mr. Jet. Si Pat, meron ba si Pat?
Meron siya.
up.
Oh, ayan.
Hello po, I'm Pat from ABCom 11. And as first year students po, we're still in the stage na nagde-decide po kami sa industry po kami mag-fit and we graduate. So, gusto ko lang po itanong since kayo po, tinabi niyo po kayo na nag-jump po kayo into advertising and different fields, paano niyo po napapag-decide na ayaw ko na dito, mag-jump na ako dito kasi syempre may kino-consider po kayo na practicality nga or gusto niyo mag-stay muna sa isang job?
For my experience, it's still the word passion eh. Kasi doon pa rin tayo mag-drive in eh. Kung yung ginagawa ko sa ad agency at that time, hindi yun yung passion mo to do it, then I'm gonna leave kahit na gaano kalaki yung sweldo bibigay mo sa akin. If this US company will give me another job na hindi yun yung gusto ko, I will still live. Kasi hindi, yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, money doesn't matter. It's how you will, kasi lahat ng ginagawa natin, it will evolve. No? Kaya ng sinasabi ko sa inyo, you have to explore on other things. Kung sa tingin mo, hindi ka masaya sa ginagawa mo in the ad agency, leave. You can always come back. As a mass comm student, in any company that you will enter, when you leave, you can always come back. But make sure na maayos yung iniiwan mo. Kasi madami akong kasama na nasilaw sa money. A documentary can be masisilaw ka when somebody asks you to do this for money. Most of my colleagues got out from the documentary department. It's because of money. Kasi, like, for example, the one that we did, the Reporter's Notebook, maraming mga crew kami dyan na it's because some of these people wanted to be featured, binibigyan sila ng something. So, yun, babalik ulit tayo dun sa passion for you to, akin ba to? Will I do this for money? No. I will do this because I wanted to do my passion in making a good quality of documentation. I will not do this because binigyan ako ng 100,000 ni Congressman. Hindi kita bibigyan kita ng story. It's because on the fact that I'm getting, the documents that I'm getting. Not because you gave me 100,000 pesos. Hindi ako pupunta sa ad agency na magpuproduce ako ng isang commercial because I got a lot of money. And an advertising agency, you produce a lot of commercials. Sabi ko, hindi akin. Hindi ako makakapag-produce. I can produce a commercial, but it's not my drive to do it. It's not my passion to do it. Kaya nga, we have a lot of options as you first year. You have to explore kung nasa. Kasi that's why meron kayo, nandito kayo sa school, for the school to teach you on the proper way of handling it. Yun ang matututunan nyo being a student. Hindi nyo makikita lahat yan. Once you leave the school, that's the time you will experience on how you will handle you as a person. This process of your studying is one way for you to understand on the future that you will be having. Yun lang.
Hello po, my name is Angelina Scott from ABCom 11. So just earlier po, you spoke of evolution.
And with the rise of artificial intelligence po, do you fear the utilization of these forms of technologies that will soon replace the manual work by communicators? Kasi po, like sabi niyo po, in production, there are a lot of preparations, lalo po with rehearsals, and currently po kasi in tech companies, nakikita na po, specifically in web design, where they use AI na po to reduce human error. So I was just wondering what your take on the possibility po that AI might soon replace, syempre po in the far future pa siya, like might soon replace the jobs of lots of people in the communication and production field.
Malaking mag-a-affect yan dun sa production value ng isang program. Yun yung isa sa mga special aspect ng producing production. We can use AI, we can use everything in the technology that we have, but the quality that you will produce will still consist of what you wanted to have in doing manually, like preparations. The AI can generate automatically your script, but they cannot fact check everything that you wanted to write. Remember that? Kasi ang AI, lahat yan can auto-generate. But the fact that you have, that you've been researched with, hindi mo papalitan yan eh. It can lessen your production people, but the quality that you will be having is most important for you to do it, to produce a documentary or a program, is having the people who you trusted na gagawin natin in doing the brainstorm. Hindi pwede makapag-brainstorm sa AI, sasabihin natin ganito. Research is specific. So, ang kinakatakot lang ng production people is the technology of applying it, but producing itself, there is nobody can replace that, the thinking of a person.
Shout out. I know it's a very common thing for us as communication people, and I would just like to know that, do you also believe, like every one of us here, that, of course, as you said, the heart and soul of human production can never be beaten by AI, even in the far future?
Yes. Yes.
Alright. Okay, meron pa atang message si Miss Anne.
I-add dun sa AI, about dun sa AI, no? Mr. Jet is correct, no, na hindi mapapalit dapat hindi tayo na-overpower ng AI. Kasi si AI, gawa rin ng tao yun. No? And yung creativity rin, hindi yun napapalitan yung creativity ng tao. Kasi use AI as an assistive tool, hindi para i-overpower ang human intelligence. Okay? Please take note of that, no? Hindi dapat natin iniisip na papalit na yung AI sa atin. Yung human intelligence pa rin ang importante. Gamitin ang AI as an assistive tool, no? Nagiging efficient tayo, effective because of technology, pero please remember na hindi pa rin madadaig yung idea. Di ba, minsan pag nag-ano tayo sa AI, question ka lang, bibigyan ka ng idea, pero yung minsan yung gusto mo, di ba, minsan parang hindi yung gusto kong sabihin na. So, tuturuan mo na naman siya, parang gano'n. No? Please remember that, na hindi kayo dapat mag-ano sa AI. Gamitin ang AI as an assistive tool. Okay?
Alright, ayan. Thank you so much, Mr. Jet Apostol, and of course, Miss Ange Arguelles for our Q&A session. Alright, now let's proceed to the awarding of certificates and to wrap up this event. Ayan. I'm sure that each and every commates has gained new things with this workshop because of your knowledge and expertise, Mr. Jet Apostol. Now let's call on Miss Ange Arguelles, Sebastian Discerto, and Elfren Liena for giving the certificate of appreciation. Let's give them a big round of applause. Allow me to read the citation. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Mark Geoffrey Apostol in sincere appreciation of his valuable time, expertise, and insightful perspective shared as a guest speaker during the Frame 2026 Media Production Workshop. Your knowledge and contribution have significantly empowered the learning experience of the participants and sparked the passion of aspiring media practitioners to pursue the field of media production. Again, let's give him a big round of applause.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Sure. Alright, no, bago mag-end yung session natin, yung event na to, no, of course, we are grateful to Mr. Jet Apostolo for giving us his time, no, for this event. And congratulations sa second year, no, for making this event possible, no. So, 10 lang sila. Ay, ano ba kayo? 8 lang sila nag-organize, no. Kasi bihirang mangyari to, no. So, mahirap kasi mag-invite, no. So, sobrang busy ni Mr. Jet Apostol na binigyan pa rin niya tayo ng time, no, para mag-share ng kanyang expertise, ng knowledge. So, thank you very much, my friend. Actually, one of my closest friends, si Mr. Jet and my kumpare, no. Yeah. Kaya hindi siya makatanggi. Alright. Kailangan pumunta ka. Ganon, no. Kasi ganun ka ang aming friendship, no. Siga lang na ako, ang siga nilang kaibigan. Punta ka, di pwedeng hindi. Mahal na kasi kami, no, mga kaibigan. Okay, so I hope, no, meron kayong natutunan, no, marami kayong mapupulot para mapili nyo na kung anong career ang gusto ninyo, yung passion, no, yung big word ngayon, passion. Minsan, no, napaka-glamorous, no, media, sa network ako nag-work. However, pagdating sa bulsa, butas, no. Pero still, no, kung ano man yung pangarap nyo, no, hindi naman niya sinabi yun, o hindi namin sinasabi na passion lang ang media, no. Para ma-discourage kayo, no. Hindi. Kasi tignan nyo rin yung impact ninyo sa public. Kasi di ba info dissemination, no. So, nagbibigay tayo ng tamang information, tayo ang nagiging, kung wala ang media, kanina nakita ko yung video ninyo, no, kanina. Paano nga ba kung wala ang media? Kung wala ang media, isipin nyo rin, alam nyo ba ang mangyayari sa paligid nyo, no? So, ibig sabihin, kahit na puro passion lang, pero yung impact na nagagawa sa buhay ng tao, ay mas daig pa yung limpak-limpak na salapi. Okay? Sige, thank you very much.
Basti. Picture with the team.
O hindi na tayo, kailangan natin.
Nakunsa ka ba?
Team. Basti. Team.
Mamaya-maya.
Ay, meron daw ba?
Okay, to wrap up this event, let's call Mr. Sebastian Desierto, our project head manager.
Mr. Basti.
So, good afternoon everyone. Actually, may script akong sinulat para dito sa message na to. Pero siguro, babaliin ko na yan kasi, a little story para lang ma-conceptualize tong, workshop. So, 2 weeks lang yung nabigay sa amin na time ni Miss Ange. Kasi sa namin to, sa broadcasting production na course sa major namin. So, sa 2 weeks na to, hindi pa kami nakapag-prepare agad sa week 1 kasi we have to conceptualize pa kung ano talaga yung magiging flow nung ng program na to. So, hindi muna kami gumawa. Pumunta muna kami ng Binondo para mag-Chinese New Year. So, doon namin inisip na dapat mag-revolve sa sa media process nga kasi nung nandun kami, ang dami nagpo-photo walk tapos nandun yung mga lahat ng media organizations sa Philippines and yung mga international media para mag-cover ng Chinese New Year sa Chinatown. So, nung nandun kami, naisip namin na na dapat i-focus nga natin doon sa kung paano nag-work or nagpa-function yung media as a producer of contents sa buong mundo. So, etong Frame 2026, hopefully, maging na siya, annual event for our, for the whole communication, Department of Communication sa EAC. Kasi magandang platform to for us to, mag-wrap pa or mas yakapin pa natin yung pagiging com natin and mas lumawak pa yung pag-iisip natin na para dito ba ako? Para ba ako maging communication student? At paano ba ako paglabas na sa school na to, paglabas na dun sa industry talaga? So, hopefully, na bigyan tayo ng kaisipan or na bigyan tayo ng bright idea sa isip natin na para sa akin ba yung com? Kasi kung hindi, para saan ako? So, hopefully, yun nga, na-strengthen yung pagiging com natin, no? As an individual and as a group. And sana na-instill sa atin na, yun nga, puro passion lang dito, pero yung passion na yun yung nagdadrive sa'yo para gawin yung gusto mo talaga sa buhay. And para, ngayon, mabigyan mo ng tuldok yung lahat ng yung mga tanong na hindi pa nasasagot sa'yo, sa sarili mo. So yan, thank you. Yan, passion and purpose. So, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, sir, for gracing your presence for this event. And hopefully, yun nga, magkita-kita tayo sa next Frame. Kayo na to. So yun, thank you so much everyone and have a great day ahead. So yun, photo off na guys sa harap. So lahat. Ay, production muna. Then lahat. So yun. Guys, dito na kayo. Ay, so yun. Para po yung magka-grade kami, magsagot po kayo ng evaluation. So yun. Meron doon sa harap, sa registration, pwede nyo ring i-scan dito para magkaroon kami ng grade, please. Thank you.
Hindi kayo nag-ebal sa amin eh.
Uy, nag-ebal talaga ako. So yun, yung production, punta na sa harap, magpo-photo off na po. Miss Anne.